Hello everyone, welcome to ICOM 2022. Please wait a moment, we will start our event shortly. Please rename your discipline name as accordingly to what the committees have shared to you. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Before we start, we would like to introduce ourselves first. I am Ahmad, and this is my partner.
Yeah.
As you guys see in the screens, the committee are. As you guys can see in the screen, the committees are very emphatic now because today is cultural fest and really proud to our culture. Batik itself is one of the World Heritage that's been recognized by the UNESCO. We will be the master of ceremony for today. We, on behalf of all International Colloquium Committee, would like to extend a warm welcome and thank you to everyone who has come to this event. We hope you will enjoy the session and take the lesson from our facilitator. Secondly, we would like to explain today's agenda as well as for all participants to follow. The The format of the participants is name plus invitation as registered. Example, Aisyah, strip Tania, strip UPN VY. Second one, participant can ask the speaker through a raise hand or a chat box. Please introduce yourself first. Third one, the answer of participant questions will be chosen by the MC and will be answered by the speaker into the sharing session. Fourth one, participants have to attend this event and fill the attendance to get the A certificate, which will be distributed in this Zoom at the end of the event. The last one, participants are expected to screenshot our event just in case there will be a problem regarding the e-certificate. Next, speech from the head committee, Asia Tania. The time is yours.
Hey, hello everyone. Coincidentally, as the MC, I'm also the head of project for ICOM and Cultural Festival 2022. I'm the chief coordinator. Nice to meet you, everyone. Firstly, as the chief coordinator, I would like to also extend a warm welcome for all the participants, both from Indonesia and from outside of Indonesia. Thank you so much for attending. We know that today the event that we is held on weekend, and we are very grateful that all of you have come to this event despite having to sacrifice your weekend time. And we are also grateful for all the facilitators and partners who supported our event until we already came to this part, to the last day of this event. We are grateful for your support and for your coordination with us. The reason why we created cultural festival is because we believe that cross-cultural exchange is actually very important for the youth around the world, because we believe that all youth in the world should be able to have this kind of awareness as part of the youth about all be tolerant, and also we can all start be more aware that there are actually a variety and very so much diversity in this world, and we should all coexist as friends in this world. So we believe that this kind of virtual cultural exchange is actually very important. So that's why we created this cultural space in the very first place. So we lastly, I hope that everyone, including the facilitators and also the kids, will be able to gain something from this event, and maybe also develop interest to learn more about culture later. So once again, I would like to say thank you for everyone who has already come to this event, and please enjoy this event to the fullest. Now, speaking as the MC, moving on next agenda, we would like to announce an Insta Story Challenge. Please keep in mind, and we really hope that you guys can actually attend, participate in this challenge, because there will be a winner. The winners are going to receive e-money. The rules for the Insta Story Challenge is as follows. The first, please do not private your Instagram account. Second, Instagram in the story. Third, show us proof of attendance in ICOM Cultural Fest 2022 in photo form. Insta story should be created as creatively as possible. Fifth, the Insta Story Challenge will be open for submission until 3 p.m. or 3 p.m. on GMT+7 or Waktu Indonesia Barat. And sixth, the winners are going to be chosen by the committees. And lastly, the committee's decisions are final. And even though we are the one who choose the winners, don't be discouraged, and please make a story for as creatively as possible. We know that you can do it, and we look forward to everyone's participation in this challenge. Thank you.
Okay, before we start our session, we also welcome to all the facilitators.
Okay, everyone, we are very sorry for the inconvenience. We are going to continue now.
Okay, before we start our session, we also welcome to all the facilitators who are already in the room with us. Let's get to know them first. The first one is Ilya from Ukraine. Two is Mariam from Morocco. Third is Gulcin and Gudrat from Georgia. Fourth is Mariam from Egypt, and the last. Now that we have met our facilitator, let's move to our main session. Are the cultural sharing done by our facilitator. Noemi, the floor is yours.
Hello, can you hear me well?
Yes, you're
Good. Now I will share my presentation. One moment, please. And share my sound. So today I'm going to hold my presentation about the Gulewankulu, and yeah, it's a traditional dance that is from Malawi, from the Chewa tribe, and yeah, as of me, yes, I'm Noemi. I'm German from my father's side, and from my mother's side, I'm from Belgium and Guadeloupe. And at the moment, I'm studying medicine in Bulgaria. And yeah, I'm doing this presentation about the Gulewankulu in Malawi because in 2016 to 2017, I was a volunteer and living in Malawi, and I was learning and working in a village called Madisi. And yeah, so let's start the presentation. So first, I will start with the table of contents and to show you what my program is of this presentation. So I'll talk a bit about Malawi, the map of Malawi, the Gulewankulu itself and what it is, its meaning, the meaning of today, what happens during the dance, and also I'll show some characters and also share a few short videos. So let's start. So Malawi, it's a country in the southeast of Africa, and there are about 19.3 million inhabitants as of now. And the bordering countries are Mozambique, Zambia, and Tanzania. And the official languages are Chichewa and English, as well as other languages due to various tribes also living in this country. And one interesting fact is that Malawi has a very large lake that's called Lake Malawi, and it's the 9th biggest lake of the world. And Malawi is predominantly in land that's based on the agricultural economy. For example, they're tobacco, they produce tea, and they also produce corn. And their national food is nsima, which you can see on the bottom right of my presentation. And also, for example, to prepare nsima, you use the tiko. It's a way how to prepare the national dish. And this is also like the flour that they use. This is actual flour from Malawi. It's corn flour. It's called ufa, which means like white flour. Yes. And also a little thing I wanted to show is the fabric that they use for making clothes. Some of the clothes, like these traditional dresses like I'm wearing, which is from Malawi, and this is called chitenje. It's about 2 meters long, and with that you can do many different things. And this also, and also it's called the warm heart of Africa because the people are very friendly and lovely and nice. And I can say it, yes, it's true. They are very helpful and very nice people there. So this is a picture of Lake Malawi, and you can also see on the horizon Mozambique, and it's a very pretty place. This is at Cape Maclear. Then here I'll show you the Malawi map. Malawi is composed of 28 districts and is divided into 3 regions, like the northern region, the central region, and the southern region. And depending on the region, there are also usually like different tribes living. Of course, they're mixed nowadays because people are finding new job opportunities, but in general, like the Tumbuka tribe is more in the north. The Chewa tribe, from which the Gulewankuru is in the central region. And specifically where I lived was in the very center, the Dowa district is the village, and the Nguni are also in the central region. The Yao and the Tonga tribe are very close to the shores of the lake, and the Lomwe and Sena tribe are also to be found in the south of Malawi. So this is just a little picture of the Chilombo characters I'm going to talk about, and this is from the entry scene of the movie The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, which is a Malawian movie, and I greatly recommend you to watch this movie and to read the book and to get more of a glimpse of Malawi and the culture and how the situation is there. So more talking about the Gulewankulu. The Gulewankulu, it means the great dance in Chichewa, and it was inscribed on the UNESCO representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity since 2008. So it's something very special, and it's coming from the Chewa tribe, as I've mentioned before, and it's a cult that's called the Nyao Secret Society of the Chewa. And the dancing individuals, which you can see on this picture, they're called Nyao or Chilombo, which means masked figure or dancer or wild beast. And usually when they're dancing, they also display the evil or cheeky character. So this is a dancer, the Nyao dancer in the village Nyanchisi. And you can see the red mask and like the mask face, which is typical. You can see the spectators, and also, of course, on the right, you can see the people using the drums for making the rhythm for the dancers to dance. And I'll show you a little video here. Yeah, so this video was from the Kamuzu College, which is making a Gulewankulu project, and so they're recording many different dances, and I recommend watching their videos on YouTube as well, where you can find more of these beautiful dances. So now I'll talk about the meaning of the Gulewankulu. It has been a practice since the 17th century of the Great Chewa Empire, and according to elders, it's a way by which ancestors return to the villages to earn the living, and they're usually scaring and chasing individuals. So if you ever come across to such a dancer running around freely, you may run away. And it's also the original meaning was that there would be solidarity among men in various villages due to the matrilineal society of the Jawa. And it is or was an initiation of men into adulthood and of celebration. And the dances are usually around the 6th of July because this was the Independence Day of Malawi in 1964. It's also performed on weddings and also on funerals, especially from chiefs. And this is another short video I'll share with you, which is from the UNESCO. It is, introductory and nice.
Gule Wamkulu was a secret cult involving a ritual dance practiced among the Chua in Malawi, Zambia, and Mozambique. It was performed by members of the Nyo Brotherhood, a secret society of initiated men. Within the Chua's traditional matrilineal society, where married men played a rather marginal role, the Nyo offered a means to establish a counterweight and promote solidarity among men from various villages. Nyo members are still responsible for the initiation of young men into adulthood and for the performance of the Gule Wamkulu at the end of the initiation procedure, celebrating the young men's integration into adult society. Gule Wamkulu dates back to the Great Chua Empire of the 17th century. Despite the efforts of Christian missionaries to ban this practice, it managed to survive under British colonial rule by adopting some aspects of Christianity. As a consequence, Chua men tend to be members of a Christian church as well as a Neo society. Gule Wamkulu is performed in the season following the July harvest, but it can also be seen at weddings, funerals, and the inauguration or death of a chief. On these occasions, the Nyo dancers wear costumes and masks made of wood and straw, representing a great variety of characters, such as wild animals, spirits of the dead, and slave traders, as well as more recent figures such as the Honda or the helicopter. Each of these figures plays a particular, often evil character, representing a form of misbehavior, teaching the audience moral and social values. These figures perform dances with extraordinary energy, entertaining and scaring the audience as representatives of the world of the spirits and the dead.
Okay, I hope you found it full of information and that it helped you. And now talking about the meaning of the Gule Wamkulu today. Today it's gradually losing their original function and meaning and is replaced by others. Like now another meaning is that it is also a source of income because the dancers, they get a little bit of money from the spectators or when they're dancing, and it's also a form of entertainment, and they're also dancing at social events. For example, at the World Day Against Child Labor, you can see the picture on my presentation where they're dancing on this event, and they are also dancing when for political purposes as well. And there you can see a picture of one one Chilombo character that's called Makanja, and they're usually on walking sticks and very tall. They can reach up to 4 or to 5 meters, and it's very impressive when they're dancing in that way. And here you can see another picture of how they may be dressing, and it's always the same theme, like covering the face and masks. And during the Gulewan Kulu, what happens, or how I experienced it, I can only talk about my experience that I made in the village where I lived, is that the Zilombo, or the Nyao dancers, they gather at the graveyard to practice their dances together. And around 3 p.m., they would start running and dancing and scaring villagers, and children are chasing them. And they don't talk, but usually when you cross paths with a Nyao dancer, it's traditional to give a little bit of money. And some Zilombo characters, they stop running when the villagers start to sing. And so then it's an interesting interaction, because then the Zilombo stops running, but then starts dancing. And it's a beautiful interaction and very interesting to watch. And he's another way of how they might be dressing up and walking around. And yeah, finally, this is me with some Zilombo dancers, and it was in Madisi in Malawi on the 6th of July on the Independence Day in 2017. Yeah, and thank you for your attention. Zikomo, which means thank you in Chichewa, and have a nice day. I will stop sharing my presentation now.
Thank you so much, Noemi, for sharing. It's very interesting. We learn a lot about cultures from Malawi, and I think that it is actually very intriguing for the participants also. For you, so let's hear some of them. We would remind all the participants who wants to ask questions to please raise your hand, so we can know who you are going to asking. And then if you couldn't, you may type your questions in the chat box. And if that's only if you are unable to, okay. So we highly encourage you to actively interact with the facilitators. So please do if you have any questions. And maybe because they are probably a little bit shy at the moment, we'll wait for a moment.
There's the hand raise from Fauzul.
Okay, Fazul, you may ask your questions. Please open your camera and open your mic.
All right. Good noon, Miss Numi. Before I start, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, introduce me. I am Fazul Farda from IC batch 2021. I want to say a little bit simple about that culture. So, based on you, why do you choose? What is it? I almost forgot. Why do you choose Gulewam Kulu as your favorite culture in this presentation? That's all for me. Thank you.
Good question. I think that the experience that I had with the Gulewam Kulu was intriguing to me, and it was at the same time very nice. And I just thought that it was worth sharing, also because Malawi is a country that is not very well known. So, and it's a beautiful country, and I think it's a nice part of their culture, very unique. And I thought it was very fitting for this event, and I thought that you would enjoy it. So that's why I chose it.
Okay, that's enough for me, and thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Fauzo, for the question. So I encourage also for all the other participants who want to ask questions to raise their hand. And if you really cannot raise your hand and like open your mic, we can still see your questions from the chat box. So please do send them for Noemi. Okay. Okay, we'll wait for another moment just in case someone is typing their questions.
Okay, so Naomi, can I ask some question?
Sure.
Okay, so based from your presentation, the Kulu dance is proposed in some of the what is it called purpose layer. Yeah. So I would ask to what is the political purpose of this dance because you mentioned it on the presentation. I would like to know more about those political purpose from those dance. Can you explain more?
You want me to explain more about the dance? What specifically? Sorry.
The purpose itself. The
The
political.
purpose.
Yes.
So the purpose, it's well, the purpose before it was more like cultural for the men to get more connection with other men from other villages. It was more, I think, the original meaning of it, the purpose. But nowadays, I think it's more for entertainment and but also just to keep this culture alive. And these are the purposes of now, I would say.
Oh, so the purpose it's based on just entertainment and just to keep it alive to the younger generation to know that this dance is still exists and live. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be the purposes of today. Maybe some more. Of course, it's important for other moments. For example, when there's the Day of Independence, then there are these dancers that go out and they dance. And of course, also for these very important moments like funerals or weddings of important people, then they are dancing, and it's just part of it, part of the Chewa culture, and yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your explanation. Now I know.
You're welcome.
If anyone else have any questions, we still have time to answer them before we move to other facilitators. Please send your questions away, guys. Okay, Alia, I see you have raised your hand. Please do ask the question.
Okay, thank you so much, Tanya. Hello, Noemi. Hope you are doing well. So, my question is not about the culture or tradition. My question is about the language you mentioned. It's Chichewa. Actually, it's new to me. This language is new to me. So I'm wondering, is it only spoken in Malawi or other country speak that language too?
It's mainly spoken in Malawi, but it's also spoken on the borders of some countries like Zambia and Mozambique, I think. But it also depends. Like, for example, there's some people that are from the Chewa tribe, but they live in one of these bordering countries and they still speak the language, even though they may be not from Malawi, but they are Chewa, so they speak Chichewa, which means like the language of the Chewa translated.
Is it similar to Yoruba or Igbo? No.
Yoruba and Igbo, I know this from Nigeria. I don't know so much about these languages.
Okay.
Are there a Bantu language? Because Chichewa is a Bantu language, so this is the root, let's say it's like Latin or like Scandinavian and Slavic Bantu language, yes. If it is, then yes, there might be similar.
Okay, ICOM, danke.
ICOM.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing, Naomi. I think it's very enriching for us. It is very an interesting presentation, and also thank you for everyone who also asked questions to make the discussion more dynamic. We encourage everyone for the second session to be more active, and please don't be shy if you have any question to ask. Thank you so much for explaining, Naomi. Now let's move to our second session. For Gulcin and Gudrat, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
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 Okay, thank you very much. Please go check out.
Okay. Hello again. I'm Gulcin. Today we will talk about the winemaking in Georgia. So let's see our plan. Sorry. The first is the first location of winemaking. Second one is about quarry. Third one is sauce on Georgian table, and the last one is Georgian sneakers. So let's start the first one. As you know, Georgia is a country located at the crossroads of Eastern Europe and Western Asia. It's a part of the Caucasus region, bounded to the west by the Black Sea. Georgia is a country with a rich culture, history, and tourist attractions. There are numerous magnificent places to visit, for example, mountains, seasides, caves, and big cities. Georgia is also popular with winemaking. Now Gudrat will talk about this topic.
Yes, thank you very much, Gulcin. Please, the second slide, thank you. For generations, Georgia has proudly claimed the title of the birthplace of wine. Archaeological findings are now adding material evidence to support Georgia's claim as the world's first location of winemaking. How it all started. From the beginning, in 2015, scientists studying the history of agriculture uncovered ancient clay vessels, and they found out that vessels belong to the 6000 BCE, and which established ancient Georgia, the first place of winemaking. I'm sure you're really interested in what's this first picture on left. I'm sorry, my screen went off. The first picture on left. What is that, and for what that was used? That called Kvavery, which is the first Georgian wines were made and stored is earthenware vessels, and that's the first vessel it was found. And right now, Gulchun will talk about more in detail about Qvevri.
Yes, quarry winemaking is practiced throughout Georgia, particularly in village communities where unique varieties of grapes are grown. The quarry is an egg-shaped earthenware vessel used for making, aging, and storing the wine. Knowledge and experience of quarry manufacture and winemaking are passed down by families, neighbors, friends, and relatives, all of whom join in communal harvesting and winemaking activities. Children learn how to tend the vines, press grapes, ferment wine, collect clay, and make and fire quarries through observing their elders. The winemaking process involves pressing the grapes and then pouring the juice, grape skins, stalks, and pips into the quarry, which is sealed and buried in the ground so that the wine can ferment for 5 to 6 months before being drunk. Most farmers and city dwellers use this method of making wine. Wine plays a vital role in everyday life and in the celebration of secular and religious events and rituals. Also, wine cellars are still considered the holiest place in the family home. The tradition of quarry winemaking defines the lifestyle of local communities and forms an inseparable part of their cultural identity and inheritance, with wine and wines frequently evoked in Georgian oral traditions and songs.
Thank you very much. Sorry, previous slide, there was a link for the video. Can you please share that video with us? Because I want to share the video to information how people use that query and how they use that. It was in the previous slide. Yes, that's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry, I have to turn off my camera because I think we have poor internet connection. So I just wanted to give a general information about winemaking, and I'd like to tell that it's really hard to make wine for one person. That's why family and neighbors, they make it together after taking after when they use all grape juices. For this, Kribi winemaking is practiced throughout Georgia, particularly in village communities where unique varieties of grapes are grown. For instance, there are wine areas in the Georgia. For instance, it is Kakheti, it is Kartli, Imereti, or Ajara. There are many popular varieties of the grape, and also I have to say that the biggest place where the Georgians keep the wine, it is in Kakheti, and Kakheti is the only place where is almost 50 kind of grape used for the wines. And also I want to give the last information about the winemaking process. Involves pressing the grapes, as you know, and then pouring the juice, grape skins, stalks, and pins into the quarry. And as you know, quarry is stored in the ground, which helps actually that the wine can ferment for 5 to 6 months before being drunk. And as you understand, Georgians pay really big attention to the wines, and it also has great role on the Georgian table. And right now, Gulchun will talk about Georgian toasts on Georgian Sopra. Gulchun, please go on.
Okay. Georgian super is among top local traditions, valued and admired by the vast majority of population. Finding a fast dinner or any gathering where alcohol is drunk without giving any toast is impossible. And that is why our nation considers this tradition to be a piece of art. It's well structured and organized in accordance to centennial traditions. The authenticity of super is proven with the toasts proposed by Tamada, the leader of each friendly gathering. Tamada means that the leader of each friendly gathering. Tamada is considered to have done a great job if he has said all the traditional toasts in the new and interesting way, has kept the guests entertained, and obviously hasn't lost the clear mind after all the alcohol drank. Yes.
Thank you. And of course, please the next slide. When we talk about grape juice, we should talk about the Georgian Snickers. Georgian Snickers called churchkhela. It's a traditional sausage-shaped candy originating from the Caucasus region. It's really popular food. It was combined of two of Georgia's favorites, grapes and nuts. How it's made, there is a video, we can share it with you. We repeatedly dig, yes, exactly, yeah, churchkhela. It's really delicious, and it also really interesting is that churchkhela also travels well and can store for months. It's a great edible souvenir for relatives and also friends back home. And also I'd like to tell that in the past, Georgian warriors carried churchkelas with them because they contain enough calories for one man in a day. And can you please share the video with us how the Georgian sneakers made? Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope, guys, you liked it. And I hope one day when you come to Georgia with big pleasure, we will assist you through the cities and also the travelers too. Thank you very much, Aulia, for your comment. I really appreciate it. Guys, I hope you liked our presentation. And if you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer it. Oh, honey, let me send it to you with the delivery if it's possible. Oh, I hope one day we will meet offline, and believe me, we'll try our best to, I don't know, bring Churchkhela, Georgian, Khachaburi, Hingali to your country, and we'd be happy if you taste that greatest foods. And I'd be also happy to taste your traditional foods. Yeah, Khachaburi.
Okay, thank you for sharing Gulsin and Kudrat. And I think the Georgian sneaker is very tasty. I think, but I have never tasted before. But I really want to taste those sneakers. I think it's delicious and sweet. And be sure that the participants have a lot of questions for you too. So let's hear some of them. So if you guys want to ask something about Georgia, or maybe the wine, or maybe the sneaker itself, you may also ask about those things and any others.
Okay, Fauzul, I see you've raised your hand. After Fauzul, Ilya will ask a question. So Fauzul, you may go first.
Okay, thank you for the speakers. Before it, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes,
Okay,
you are
thank
audible.
you. Okay, so let me introduce again. I am Fazul Farda from IC Batch 2021. Here I want to ask about, about the Georgian sneakers that I saw. It's kind of like small dessert that sounds like yummy, delicious, just like other people said. It's so yummy that but I'm here to give you a question, but kindly interesting. So, is there any historical points about Georgian sneakers? I mean, like, can you explain about the historical point about Georgian sneakers that makes me touched of it? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. It's really interesting, and I'm sorry that I had to turn off my camera because I wanted to listen you very well. The historical point here is that, as I mentioned previously, Georgia is very popular with winemaking, and churchkela was made with grape juice plus flour cooked, and we repeatedly dig that nut string to that grape and flour, and it found out that that container many calories. And Georgian warriors, when as I remember, it was the 12th of century, when it was the best century for the Georgia, because its boards what the greatest, and in that period Georgian warriors used to took church challah with them to the abroad, because you can store the church challah can store months. And it also, as I mentioned previously, it contains calories. And from the historical point, as I mentioned previously, there is many varieties of the grape, and the Georgians found out how to use this grape for a long time, and they found out this food, this snack, which you can store for months, and which also contains many calories. And from the historical points, I understand that it must not answer more in detail to your question, but I think the reason churchkala still is popular because of it is sweetie, it's mouth watering, and it also although it remains months, it still tastes like fresh.
Okay, thank you for honorable speaker.
Thank you very much for your question. Actually, it was a great question, and I'm sorry if I didn't fulfill it. If needed, I will investigate it more in detail for the future.
Can I ask?
Of course, Ilya, go ahead.
Yes, I want to ask about baklava. Is it Turkish? I think it's also Georgian sweets, baklava. Or halwa.
Pahlava is an Azerbaijani sweet, and also Turkish, yes.
And also,
okay.
there were times, for instance, on the Ottomans period, Georgians also used to cook this baklava, but in reality it belongs to Turkey. It's Turkish. And also, for instance, Azerbaijan is a brother country to the Turkey, and Azerbaijans also cook baklava in their traditional days. For instance, in the Nowruz, that's the day when Azerbaijanis celebrate the coming of the spring. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's another question in the chat box from Catherine Honore. The question is there any special event or time in a year to make a wine with traditional way?
Yes, I also, I'm sorry, I forgot that mention it in my slide. Yes, there is an exact time when the Georgians make the wine. It is almost, it's August and September, the best best moment, best days when the Georgians make wine. Almost last 2 weeks of the August and first 2 weeks of the September, because during that time grape is more juicy and it's almost end of the season, and it's a little bit how to say, it tastes a little bit not salty, but it almost lost its sweetness. And for the wine, it's really great time for making the wine. Hello, good afternoon, coach. I'm a farmer veteran. Okay, based on your presentation. Thank you very much, Ufa, for your comment. I have one question. Of course, is there any step on foreign country? Is there any step on the part of the government? Foreign country? Yes, of course. There are many, for instance, today, right now is the last weeks of the September, and there's a celebration, there's a holiday called Tbilisi Soba. We celebrate it on the beginning of the October, and those days many tourists come to Georgia, and the most popular place is Avlubar, and we on the Tbilisi Soba we go to Avlubar, and there is also comes, as I mentioned, comes many tourists, and we share with them the traditions of making churchkela, or also making of the hachapuri, and other traditional food makings. And there are many online also nowadays, of course, online and offline meetings and other sessions where Georgians try to introduce their culinary to the another countries and another ethnics.
Okay, so I hope
Let me check it.
Okay, maybe you can. Is it?
I'm sorry, guys. For internet connection, it's
Okay.
somehow. Sorry, guys.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, oh, there's another question.
Oh, I think.
I'm sorry, guys, if we don't fulfill your questions, but I try my best. And if needed, you can also contact with us in personal, and we can share more in details with you.
Okay, so okay. Thank you for Kulcin and Gudrat for the presentation. We based on your presentation, we already know about the Georgian culture itself. So, okay, moving on third session, it's Mariam from. So, Mariam, the floor is yours.
Okay, Mariam from Morocco then.
Yes. Hello.
Okay. Hello, Mariam. The floor is yours.
The floor is yours.
You may start now.
Okay. I'm Mariam from Morocco, and okay. So I can share my topic. I will try.
Or do you want to share the screen?
Yes. I will try to share it in my phone. So.
Oh, it's okay. We will still help you if you can, but please feel free if you want to try also.
Okay. Did you see the topic?
Yes.
Yes, we see.
Oh, okay. So when we talk about Morocco, first I will present my country. Morocco is a country in the south or in the north of Africa. And when we talk about Morocco, the first thing that comes to our mind is couscous, tagine, and music, the oceans, and the sun. But today I choose this topic. It's very different, but it's very special in Moroccan Amazigh culture. So the topic is about Imishil Marriage Festival, which is the season of lovers in Morocco. here is the introduction. So the story of this festival is about, it's from the legendary stories of two people, they love each other. And okay, so I will tell about more the story in the next. So we might call this story like stories of forbidden love, as the story of Romeo and Juliet, and the story of Kais and Layla. In this topic, I will revive to you one of the special stories that it's still rooted in the high Atlas Mountains in Morocco, especially in Amazigh Moroccan culture. So first, I will start with what is Amazigh, because I will talk a lot about Amazigh and some words that are Amazigh, not in Arabic. So Amazigh or Berber, the plural is Imazigh, which is mean the free people. Amazigh is the one of the descendants of pre-Arab inhabitants of the North Africa. So the Amazigh tribes are spread in the North Africa, in Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and Sudan, Egypt, Niger, and Ghana, and Mauritania also. In here, it's the Moroccan map. The Amazigh speaking population in Morocco, it's about the half of Moroccan population. Moroccan population, it's 40 million, and the Amazigh is the half, it's 20 million. So as we see in the map, the Amazigh people are spread in the Morocco, in the south, in the north, and in the west, and in many places. And me too, I am Amazigh from the south of Morocco. So we have our own culture, language, and tradition, and food, also music. But there's many Amazigh dialects. Like the dialect that I speak is not the dialect that people in the north and in other regions speak. So I can understand the dialect of the north, but I can't speak it. So, but we have also Amazigh. It's like classical Amazigh that it's studied in university. It has its own rules, and the characters. The character is just it's a symbol. So I chose a special place in Morocco, which is Imilche. It's not very unknown. It's a small and isolated village in the Atlas Mountains in Morocco, which belongs to the semi-nomadic tribe of Ait Heddo. So this word, it's Amazigh. This small village has been to the center of attraction to many tourists, scholars, and the culture over years, because the people still very conservative. They don't have modern things like modern cars, and they still have their own style in the clothes and in many things. Especially they have strict social norms. So yeah, this village, it's close to, it's not actually close, but it's like about 6 or 7 hours far from the Marrakesh. So Marrakesh, it's very famous city in Morocco. So the festival, it's not only about the wedding, but it's also about the music and the food, and also there's a typical market. It's a big market that everyone in Morocco go there, and the festival starts from from September 22 to September 25. And by the way, today is the last day of this festival in Morocco, because it's time. So the festival is an opportunity for the people in Morocco to meet, to get to know each other there, and to know more about the culture, because we have a lot of cultures in Morocco. So many people, they don't know others' culture. We know just some, but we don't know how it is. So the festival origins, the origin of this festival goes back to the legendary story of two people belongs to different tribes in Ait Hadidou. So the first tribe is it's Ait Ibrahim tribe, and the second one is Ait Ihda tribe. So I know this the names is very different from you, because it's in Amazigh. But so the young man, which his name is Isli, which means groom, he's from the Ait Ibrahim tribe. He loved a girl. Her name is Tislit, which means the bride. She lives in Ait Ihda tribe. There is a conflict between these tribes, so it's impossible the people to meet each other and to be together. So the dream of marriage between this couple, it was collided with the enmity that exists between the two tribes, as the result of the conflict over pasture and water. So the conflict still for many years until the area of French colonial. Okay, sorry. First, I want to show you this flag. It's this flag. Yeah, and because the grief was too much, that the lover cried too much, and by their tears, this flag was created. So it's the name of this flag is Tislit. It's like the bride flag. So it's a beautiful place. It's 4 kilometers far from the Emil Shield Center. So as I said, the conflicts between these two tribes, it's still for many years until the French colonialism in Morocco. And then a man called Sidi Ahmed El Maghni came up with the idea of uniting the two tribes, Ait Ibrahim tribe and Ait Ihda tribe, in order to fight the colonialism. So the idea, it was about marriage between the two tribes, like the people from Ait Ibrahim tribe, they can get married to people from in the other tribe, in Ait Ihda tribe. So the two tribes were reconciled by marriage. So the festival has been celebrated since that time till today. The couples meeting. So in some Amazigh tribes in Morocco, it's very hard for the man to meet a woman because of the strict social rules, and also for the people are conservative. So it's like the people feel shy to meet for a man to meet a woman alone. So in this festival, the people go with their family and parents. And also for a man, he needs to bring his wingman to meet a girl. So when they meet, they talk, and if there is interest between each other and they love each other, they can hold hand, which is mean that they accepted each other, And after they can talk about their family, about marriage. So as we see in this picture, the people they meet in the public place, yeah, as I said, they can talk about their family if there is interest between them. Like if they meet in this festival and they like each other and they wanted to get married, they will get married in the next festival of the next year. And also at the English festival, divorced and widow women are in the majority. They can identify by a pointed headscarf. They were different headscarf, so that the people or the man can know that you are divorced. And in here, I will talk about the traditional clothes. Men wear the Moroccan white jalaba. In Morocco, when we have special celebration days, like within, they wear white. Also, a woman, they wear white clothes. But in some places, they wear different dress. So the girls in Imilishil, they wear a colorful traditional dress with silver jewelry. So the silver, it's very famous in Amazigh places. And they put also natural makeup. They flirt and dance for hours under the stars with their family and their parents. And their parents blessing in the joyful ambience full of music and food. So the bride wear the handira. It's a cup that it's a special handmade by their mothers. So in here there is some pictures about the clothes for men and women. Also in here for dance and music, it's shared between men and women, so they can sing and dance together. And in the next picture, it's the clothes for women. It's traditional clothes for women. Yeah, this is the silver jewelry for women. They put it on the head and the neck. So what is the Emulation Marriage Festival is like today. The festival, it still exists till today, and it's opportunity for the people in Morocco to go there and to meet each other, and also for okay, so is my time end up? Hi, please can I share the video? So
yes, do you need help?
I just wanted, because I think I don't have the time, so I want to share the video. If someone is interested, they can see it later.
Okay, you can share the link on the chat box.
Yes.
Okay, then maybe you can. Okay, then
yeah,
we'll give you some to share the video, and then we will.
Do you see the video?
You can.
Yes, we see.
Okay, so this video is about this festival.
Oh, sorry, Mariam, we cannot see anything on the video. Should we share it for you? We can only see a black screen here.
Yeah, you can share.
Okay, I think we can. You can stop the sharing. I think we'll share it for you. It's okay. 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 Thank you.
Oh, it's okay.
Around 60 newlyweds are celebrating their big day at a gathering known as a musam. It's a region where modesty and discretion are paramount, and none of the women opts to speak on camera, but one of the young men accepts.
It's very nice to get married here. I was born in Imilchil, it's my home region. It's very important for me to get married according to tradition, at the Musem, and it's also more straightforward getting the paperwork done.
Registrars are on hand, saving the couples a 150-kilometre journey to the nearest town. The brides and grooms often come from remote villages. Less than 4 years ago, the area still didn't have electricity, and many parts of the region were inaccessible during the winter months.
The young people already knew each other. They meet each other in the valleys and villages, but they wait for this occasion to enter into marriage, and the Musam is also a chance for them to meet people. If things go well and they have the consent of their parents, they prepare to get married at the Musam the following year.
The 3 days at the festival are also a rare opportunity to meet people from elsewhere and to enjoy the talents of musicians, storytellers and poets. Their tales of love and heartbreak seem to appeal to all ages.
I got married at the Musum right here in 1977. Since then I've come every year as it's a chance to meet friends and family, and also to buy a lot of things which come in useful for the rest of the year. This Musum is part of our heritage, our culture, and it's a great pleasure to share these moments.
The Musum is said to be protected by a 17th century saint, Sidi Ahmed ul-Mahani. The faithful come to his tomb to ask for blessing before heading into the nearby market. Perhaps some are already on the hunt for next year's wedding gifts.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing, Mariam. It is a very interesting traditions, I think, from Morocco. So I think it is really intriguing for the little kids. Also, I think so. Everyone who wants to ask questions are probably very interested and want to ask questions right now. So I'm going to give it to the participants who wants to ask some questions. Please do raise your hand, and we will pick you according to who raise your hands first. But if you cannot raise your hand or like cannot unmute your mic, you can still type your questions in the chat box, and we will tell that to the facilitators. Okay. Yeah, let's give it another moment for everyone. Probably they are still typing. Okay, so there's a question in the chat box. I will tell it to you, Mariam. It's from, who is it? From Bila, from UPN-PYK. Yeah. Okay, her question is this festival the same as Valentine's Day? And is there any special event or time in this year, this festival? Okay, maybe you can also see it in the chat if you haven't heard.
Okay, so this festival is not like a Valentine's festival because it's like they don't celebrate the love, but yeah, according to the legendary story, yeah, they celebrate the people, the two lovers. but the festival is an occasion for the people, for the young people to meet each other and to choose their life partner for themselves. And also it's the occasion for the locals people to seal their words and to stock up before the harsh winter in the mountains, because it's very, the life in the mountains, in the Atlas Mountains, it's very hard. So there's many things, there's many aspects in this festival. But yeah, it's also about love.
Okay, thank you so much for answering, Maria. So does that answer your question, Nabila? Okay. Oh, Naomi also want to ask. Please do, Naomi.
Thank you very much for your presentation. And I wanted to ask, since when does this festival exist, or do you know in which year it started?
Actually, I don't know, because the story is very old. It's a legendary story, so we don't even know if it's true. But that's what people said. But the festival, it starts in the French colonialism. It's like in the Second War in the world.
Okay, thank you so much.
It's yeah, it's like 1912. There is a French colonialism in Morocco.
Oh, very old then.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, there's another person who wants to ask question for Aulia. Please do ask.
Okay, thank you, Tanya, and thank you so much for the presentation, Miriam. It was really great. My question is this festival only for Muslim, or other Christian and other religion can also celebrate it?
Yeah, actually, it's for locals, because the people in that place, they don't go to other city, so they are very conservative, and they don't travel. So it's more about the locals. But now we see a lot of Moroccans, they go there, and also the tourists, they are very curious to know about the festival. And yeah, I think they might meet someone there. But yeah, it's open for everyone.
Okay, conveyor.
It's not only.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Miriam.
Okay, thank you so much, Miriam, for answering. Is there anyone who still want to ask some questions? Okay. I think for now there's no questions left. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing, Miriam. It's very intriguing, and I think we can all learn something from the culture. I think that maybe one day, if someone is interested, maybe they can also learn more about the Pichu Festival or something. Thank you so much for explaining. Now, before we move on to the next session, I would like to remind all the participants that we have an Insta Story Challenge. The Insta Story Challenge requirements are to first, please do not private your account. And second is to please tag at ICOM UPNVYK in the IG story. Third is please show us the proof of your attendance in ICOM Cultural Fest 2022 in photo or video form. Fourth, Insta Story should be created as creatively as possible. Fifth, the Insta Story Challenge will be open for submission until 3 p.m. in GMT +7 or Waktu Indonesia Barat. And six, the winners will be chosen by the committees. And seven, the committee's decisions are final. We also would like to remind you guys to please attend and join the challenge because the winners will going to be receiving e-money reward. Therefore, we are looking forward to everyone's participation. And please keep in mind that we are still going to view this to you. So let's now move on to the next session.
Okay, so that's the challenge, guys. So you have to participate. And the reward itself is very good. And let's move on. Thank you for explaining, Mariam. And moving on to fourth session, Mariam from Egypt.
Yeah.
Floor.
Hello everyone. My name is Mariam and I'm from Egypt. Yeah. As the same as Morocco, Egypt located in the north of Africa. So here I'm gonna start my presentation. Okay. First, I'm gonna talk in this presentation about unique traditions here in Egypt. So first thing is Ramadan decorations in the street. So it's so common thing about Ramadan, and it's celebrated in most in all Muslim countries. But actually, and yeah, Ramadan is the holy month of Muslims when they have to fast from dawn to sunset every day. So I'm going to talk about the unique thing here in Egypt, that the way we celebrate it. A number of days before Ramadan begins, people in every single street begin to collect money from each other to buy the decorations. And these start to decorate the streets with colorful lanterns, which gives entire happiness feelings for Ramadan. And while you walk in the streets in Ramadan in Egypt, you can see these colorful lanterns and brightness lanterns also. So the second thing is the Spring Festival, which we call it in Egypt Shamin Nissim. Shamin Nissim is an Egyptian national festival which is marked at the beginning of the spring. And actually, it is extended from the Pharaonic time. Nowadays, not all of Egyptian people celebrate it, but most of them, and it's so common in this day. We we eat the fisih, which is salted and dry gray mullet, and salty herring. So some of Egyptians in this day go to picnics as a sort of celebration, especially that this day is an off day. So you can see that the parks are full of children who are vividly going here and there. And also, there is a few people who, like coloring the eggs and boiled it and also eat it. And here is the third and the last thing, actually, Abu Simbel Sun Festival. Actually, Abu Simbel is a temple. Is the name of the temple, and the phenomenon of this, which is the sun passes perpendicularly on the face of the pharaoh Ramses Thani, which is the second Ramses in the temple of Abu Simbel in Aswan. Aswan is a city in Egypt. There is 2 days which this phenomenon happens: the date of his birth and the day he was crowned as a king. The date of his birth in 22 October, and the day he was crowned as a king is in 22 February. This phenomenon happens like every year since 33 centuries until now. The phenomenon is sun rays sneaking the entrance of the temple on the face of the pharaoh the second Ramses, and Ra, Harachti, and Amun Ra. Since Betah, his stay in the darkness, because he is the god of the darkness and blackness as the ancient Egyptians. And actually, this indicates that the ancient Egyptians were very advanced in the astronomy. So actually, before show you the video, I'm gonna tell you the caption of this video so you can concern more about what the video contains. The caption of this video is about saying that around 3,500 tourists attended the Sun Festival at Abu Simbel Temple in Aswan, Egypt. Early Sunday morning, as runways showered three stages, including the King Ramses II one, for 22 minutes. Like this phenomenon happens in for being show for 22 minutes. The rare solar phenomenon has been occurring for 33 centuries and takes place twice a year. As I said before, as I mentioned, so here I'm gonna show you the video.
On early Sunday morning, around 3,500 tourists attended the Sun Festival at Abu Simbel Temple in Egypt's Aswan. A sun rays showered three statues, including the King Ramesses II, for 22 minutes. This rare solar phenomenon has been occurring for 33 centuries and takes place twice a year on February 22nd and October 22nd, which marks the coronation of the King Ramesses II and his birthday respectively. All celebrating events scheduled to be held on the sidelines of Abu Simbel's Sun Festival on Sunday were cancelled after a terrorist attack targeted dozens of police personnel in Giza on Friday. Aswan government also announced that preparations are underway for an international ceremony to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the discovery of the Abu Simbel Temple.
Okay, and I'm gonna show you this video also. Okay, I want to mention also, as you see here, those three stages, light and the sun's rays showing them, while the fourth one you can see it because, as I mentioned, it's God of the darkness and blackness. So I think, and I also want to mention that actually the Abu symbol, this name is mentioned, is named of the boy who discovered this temple. And also I want to say that nature in Egypt is very diverse, and of course the diversity in its nature caused a diversity in its culture also. So here I just finished my my presentation. Sorry if I finished before the time, and I'm gonna stop sharing. Yeah, if anyone wanted to ask any questions, maybe I didn't say everything about about this festival. So of course, I would be so happy if anyone have any question. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, Mariam, for the explanation from the presentation of yourself. It's very amazing to us to see others building from Egypt, especially not just the pyramid that we already know, but also the Kim Ramses temple. I'm also new from your presentation. So I would like to for all delegates to raise your hand, maybe if you want to ask some question. Or if you shy, you don't want to speak up, maybe you can type it on the Zoom comment section. We will wait, guys.
Okay, there's
Okay, so there's one question from the one from Unas. So the question is, hello Mariam, I'm Devano. I would like to ask about Ramadan culture in Egypt. What is the different Ramadan culture in Egypt and any other Muslim countries, and what makes the Ramadan cultures more special in Egypt? Maybe you can answer it, Mariam.
Okay, as I mentioned before, Ramadan being celebrated in all Muslim countries. Just the unique thing here is about the decorations in the streets itself. Like while you walk through, especially in Cairo here, while you walk through the streets in Ramadan, you can see the colorful lanterns, or like over you, and also I think what I will say is more common in other countries, like sharing sweets between neighbors, and also um, like you can see many logos of Ramadan in many groceries and also supermarkets. Just the only thing here is the decorations in the streets, which is extended from the Fatima era, and that's the only thing that you can see here in Egypt. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so the what's make it special is the lantern itself. Yes, Mariam, it's colorful. It's bright colorful at night from because of the decoration of the lamp itself. Okay, so if there's anything or okay, so is there any other delegates want to ask some question also? Okay, there's one from Ulfa. I will read it to you. Hello Maria, hello Mariam. I'm Ulfa Riza from UPN Veteran Jakarta. There is amazing presentation about unique tradition. So I have one question for you. Is there a chance to the unique tradition at this time that exists in Egypt? How does the government preserve this unique tradition in generation in your country? Maybe you can answer it, Maria.
Actually, at 6 October, we have a festival, like we have a festival here in Egypt, which it will be at 6 October. It's like before ago, when we have like battled between Egypt and Israel about Sinai, and we won this war or this battle. So at still this time, we still celebrate it. Actually, I don't remember from which this time we celebrate this festival. Actually, I don't remember which at which date. Actually, okay. How does the government preserve this unique tradition in relations in your country? Okay, maybe if you meant Shaminism one, if you meant the spring festival, as I said, this day be an off day, so people get the chance to go to picnics with their children and do whatever activities they want. But the most popular food that you can see at this day, which is the fisir, as I said, it is salty and gray mullet, and also the herrings, the salty herrings, which these are the most two foods that are so popular in this day. Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for the answer, Mariam. Is there any other delegates want to question? Oh, there's one. Noemi, the time is yours. Maybe you can ask some question.
Hello, thank you for your presentation. I wanted to ask you about the building, and I found it so amazing with the sunlight that was like hitting the three statues at this day, like 22nd February, 22nd of October.
22 minutes, yeah.
Yes. And on the other days of the year, does it mean that the sun is not shining on these statues?
Yeah, it's just shine in 2 days for 22 minutes in the day when he in his date of birth and the day he was crowned as a king. Yeah.
Wow, very interesting. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
Okay, so that's the question and has been answered. Is there any other delegates want to ask about the Egypt culture? Maybe about the King Rashid's temple or maybe the Ramadan festival that they've been held. Okay, if there's none, I think it's enough. Thank you, Mariam, for the sharing. We sure the participants will get new knowledge from this presentation about the cultural that being held in Egypt. So last but not least, we have Elia from Ukraine. And time is yours, Ilya. You can.
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Ilya. I am from Ukraine, and today I will tell about Ukrainian traditions, culture, and history. And wait, I will open presentation of my wait. Mm. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
We can see it.
Okay. A lot of Slavic tribes live on Ukraine territory, but in 9th century they appeared at Kievan Rus. It was long time ago, and it was tribes what had different names like Polyane. Also, there were lots of tribes, but when Rus disappeared this time, it was created three countries: Belarus, it means white Rus. Moscovia, it's modern Russia, and Ukraine. Ukraine, it means border country. Rus took Christianity Orthodox in 988. It's a really important date because we took Christianity. We decided to take namely this religion because Byzantine Empire was our ally, and plus our nation decided to be Orthodox because Catholics were so far. Muslims were also so far from us, and we were more interested in Christianity Orthodox. When Rus disappeared, Ukraine became to be a part of Polish Empire, of Lithuanian Empire also. But we had problems with Poland because they wanted us to be Catholics. And it's pretty interesting because, yes, lots of Orthodoxies, lots of Ukrainians, they felt uncomfortable with Polish government, and they started to colonize Ukrainian steppes. It's South Ukraine. What they did, they were fighters. They were fighters, and they fought with everybody. They were rented by some armies, by some countries. When, for example, France had war with some countries, they rented Ukrainian Cossacks. Ukrainian Cossacks, they earned money by fighting. They also invaded Turkey a few times by boats. Yes, we had not good relations with Turkey and other countries because it was difficult with other religions, and that's why. And by the way, interesting fact that West Ukraine was part of Polish Empire, and this time, Polish Empire said to Ukrainians to be Catholics. They didn't want it, but they created different religion. What exists only on West Ukraine, it's Greek Catholics. It's like mixed Orthodox and Catholics. It makes our Ukraine unique because religion is different in different regions. For example, West Ukraine, it's Greek Catholics. Others territories, it's Orthodox. And Crimean Autonomous Republic, they are Muslims. It's the first hetman. Hetman is king. If translate to normal language, how can I say? And you can see he brings in his hand pretty interesting thing, like a stick with this ball. and it has name Bulava, and now it's traditional. Every time when president is elected, he has to give promise with Bulava in his hand. Wait. Okay, next one. It's the last hetman of Ukraine. Traditional Ukrainian houses and clothes. Houses. Can I point? Okay, wait. Oh, houses. You can see houses. Wait, sorry. They look pretty brightly. Usually, they had white color, and every year, girls in family they painted flowers and other things to make a house more beautiful. So it's classical Ukrainian house, classical traditional Ukrainian clothes, and yeah, they look like this. It's vyshyvanka. Boys in past they had interesting hairstyle. It was classical. So yeah, you can see it's common Ukrainian village. Traditional Ukrainian food, borscht. It's soup with tomato. Vareniki, it's duff and inside can be potato or cabbage. Traditional food of Ukraine, Poland, and Israel. Mlynci. Pampushki is like bread, but with garlic. Fat of pork, sure. Fat of pork has its own duty, because Cossacks and just Ukrainian men, they liked to drink gorilka. It's like vodka, and fat of pork didn't let them to get drunk so fast. Yes, that's what is fat of pork for. And still people eat that. It's delicious, but for some people it's disgusting because it's fat. Yes. Trembita is a traditional Ukrainian instrument on the West Ukraine. It's for people who go to the mountains with ships. They take trembita to give some signal if they confused in territory. They just use trembita, and some people can hear that and help men to find way to the village or some city. It's a useful thing, still used on the West Ukraine. And on my territory, it's more popular bandura. I have never seen, actually, I have never seen this instrument in real life, or maybe I saw, but few times. It's an old instrument, sounds like arfa, and it was for blind men. They played this instrument usually. Ukraine has tradition to celebrate New Year 2 times a year. It's modern New Year and old New Year, what is on 14th of January. Yes, it's religious New Year, Orthodox New Year. 7th of January is time to celebrate Christmas here. Usually at this day, children go outside, they sing songs, and people give them candies, because every house where kids sang, it's like a blessing of house, and people give them candies because they blessed house by singing. Usually songs are about Jesus and his birth. It's about wedding. Yes, after wedding, wife has to spend 1 week with husband and his parents, and after that they visit wives' parents. And also we have one tradition. It's pretty funny tradition, very old, not used already, but before it was pretty classical. After the first night after wedding, in early morning, wives or husbands' friends who are married already visited them with funny clothes of gypsy or some others. They colored wives' cheeks by bit and wake them up and jokingly ask, "Why are you so red?" like, "Why are you so red? What did you do all night to make you so shy?" It's joking. Yes, it's like joking. Yes, and I want to show you traditional dance of Ukraine because yesterday I hadn't much time, but now I want to show full video of dance. Oh, and okay, wait. Isn't it lagging? Is it good quality? Okay. Okay, good. So you can see, I think I showed you everything. So yes, you can see that Ukraine has its own traditions, own dance, hopak. Every time I watch again and again and surprise how can they do it. It's really hard job. Yes, and about traditions, I also told you. I think that's all. If you have some questions, you can ask me. I would like to tell you something interesting about Ukraine. If you have questions, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ilyas, for your presentation. Now we already know about the Ukrainian tradition and culture itself because of your presentation, and that's very fascinating. And also for all the delegates who want to ask about the presentation or maybe the cultural about the Ukraine itself, you may raise your hand. And if you're shy about to speaking up, you may just write it on the comment section. There's anyone, we will wait to participant to ask. So, oh yeah, Naomi, you may ask your
Naomi,
question.
Hi, Ilya. Thank you for your
Yeah, hi.
presentation. And my question is, what is your favorite one of these traditions from Ukraine?
Oh, I like traditions of celebrating Christmas. It's wait, sorry. Yeah, I like celebrating of Christmas because every time when I was a kid, every year during Christmas, I went outside with my friends and sister. We visited every house in our city, in our village, and we sang songs, we told poems, and about Jesus. And after that, adults gave to us candies, and can you imagine it? It was so nice when you visit them, they give you different candies, and after you come home and you have a very big bag of candies and money.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that makes sense why you would like, I mean, I also like candy. And by the way, in your presentation, I saw the little vareniki, and it made me think of the word in Bulgarian varin, which means cooked. So maybe it has like the connection with there, is it? Like that?
Yes, thank you so much. We have lots of similarities with Bulgaria, especially I think in Bulgaria people also celebrate Christmas 7th of January, and I'm sure we have lots of similarities.
Yeah.
Also traditional clothes and other things.
Yes, I also have one of the shirts that the dancers have. I have it too. So yeah, it made me think of that a lot. Thank you so much, Ilya.
Yes, thank you too. Thank you too.
Thank you, Naomi, for the question. We have one in the question. It's from Insa. The question is for you, Ilya. Hi, I am Insa from India. The question is, why is Christmas celebrated in January? Maybe Ilya, you can answer those questions. Why Christmas celebrated in January?
It's old calendar because before I think all Christians celebrated 7th of January, and after for Catholics something changed and they started to celebrate 25th of December, but we still celebrate by old calendar, and that's why we have that difference. But in Ukraine, anyway, we have day off on 25th of December because we have also population with Catholics. In our population are some Catholics also, and we have the off 7th of January. But officially, yes, 7th of January is celebrated because it's old calendar.
Okay, thank you, Ilya, for the explanation for why the Ukraine celebrate Christmas in January. So we have another question from Aulia. Aulia, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ahmad. So, repeat, Ilya. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm wondering about the dance. What was the dance called, and when is it play? Is it play in a specific day or something like that?
What do you mean? Played?
Played. When is it playing? Is it in a specific day? The dance.
What is on specific day? Sorry, I just can't get it.
My question is, when is the dance playing? Does it have a specific day to dance that? Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It doesn't have a specific day. Yes. Usually only when we sing songs on Christmas, it needs specific day. It must be Christmas or something like that. If it's dance, it doesn't need a specific day. And food is the same. We have only specific. We do something on some specific day if it's related with some holiday. Yes.
Okay, спасибо. Gracias. Thank you.
Будь ласка. Thank you also.
Okay,
Maybe
so
someone
that's the question.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
yeah, I just asked maybe someone has.
Yeah, okay, Elias, that's fine. So is there anyone who wants to ask some question from Ilya? To Ilya, we will wait. Okay, I think it's non question will be asked to Ilya. So thank you, Ilya, once again for sharing the presentation. Now we already know about the culture about and the heritage also about the Ukraine itself. So we're very, very thankful because of your presentation. We are already knowledgeable and insightful from your culture. Thank you so much, Ilya.
Yes, thank you too. Thank you for questions. It was nice to answer on questions. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Ilya, and thank you so much, everyone, for all facilitators for explaining your own cultures and helping enlightening all the delegates, not only from Indonesia, but also from various countries in the world. Unfortunately, due to our limited time, we must cut our sharing session here. We would like to express gratitude once again to our facilitators who had shared some very interesting cultural heritage and tradition from their country. We sincerely hope that we will meet again one day, maybe after the global pandemic is over. I hope that what everyone has gained from this sharing session and presentation will be beneficial. Speaking of the pandemic, during this pandemic era, online meetings are no longer a strange thing. And since then, well, there's many events are being conducted online. Coincidentally, this event, like ICOM 2022, is also one of the events being conducted online. And we will tell you about one of the most popular online Zoom meeting rental service in Indonesia that has often facilitated events like this. It is easeyourneeds.co, and easeyourneeds.co provides Zoom Pro and Zoom webinar rental services with 100 to 10,000 capacity for participants, and it's adjustable to your meeting's needs. For those who are interested in using their service, please check their Instagram account at easeyourneeds.co. The next agenda would be the feedback session. So for all the participants, please don't forget to fill in the feedback survey that the committee has already shared in the chat box, or you can type down the link on this that we have displayed on the screen. We would love to hear what you think about this event and what we need to improve. For all the participants, we highly encourage you to tell us anything that you could think of or anything that came to mind. Please keep in mind that filling this feedback form is mandatory for as a requirement to get e-certificate. So please tell us what you think about this event and what we need to improve, and then we will be able to improve hopefully for the next year.
Okay, as Katania said, we will fully thank you to increase your needs, and don't forget to fill the feedback section, guys. And as you already wait, the challenge is over, and we would like to announce the winner of this Insta Story challenge. So, are you guys ready? There's three people that's lucky enough to win this Insta Story challenge. The first one is at Andanda Safa _ the second one is at Iradian, and the third one, the last one is Indri 19. So to all the winners, please contact our committee, Sarwenda, by private chat on Zoom to get the further information about the prize. Before we close today's event, we would like to invite all participants and facilitators to open up your camera so we can take the photos together, so we will have a long-lasting memories together. For Nia, please lead the photo session, please.
Okay. We will wait for
Nia, you can lead the photo session now.
Okay, you guys might on cam because we are ready to have a picture together.
Okay, we will start from the first slide. 1, 2, 3. Next slide. 1, 2, 3. Next slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. I back the time back to Emily.
Okay, thank you so much, Nia, for leading the photo session together. So thank you, everyone. Now our event has come to a close officially. We would love to say thank you once more for all the participants, for all the facilitators, and all the partners who have joined and supported and coordinated with this event with us. We hope that what we've gained today will be beneficial for the future. And last but not least, we,
Ahmad
and Tanya, as today's masters of ceremony, we would like to apologize if we made any mistake or offense. Thank you so much for having us, and
see you at International Community Colloquium 2023.
Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. You are able to leave the Zoom meetings now, and for the details for the certificated details will be contacted via the group chat, so please don't leave yet. And for facilitators, more information will also be updated in the WhatsApp group chat, so please stay tuned. Thank you, everyone, for attending.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Oke, terima